Welcome. I'm the Deadwood Jedi. This is going to be another Raid Shadow Legends video, and I figured I should probably tell you guys what I'm doing as far as this fusion goes, because it's been pretty poorly received, I think, generally in the community, and I have to agree with that. I don't see much reason to do this fusion, and it's one of the reasons why I'm going to be skipping it personally. Now, as you can see behind me, we've got Scarab going, we've got Lokithural doing his thing, trying to take it down, and he's going to be amazing for this part of the game. I think without any question, really, really good, right? You can easily build a team so that he keeps his shield up when he uses it and it's up full time, or he'll put a new shield on himself on that A1. I don't even have him built with any resistance right now, just a bunch of HP and a regen set. This is hard level 90, like the most tough part of Scarab and Doom Tower, and that's what we're doing right now. And he's more than capable of doing it, but he's not the only one. And there are actually plenty of champions that can solo Scarab, and you don't need to put in the effort and the energy to fuse a champion to do just that. Now, it doesn't mean that Lonothural's only going to be good here, right? I mean, he does give you a very large shield. He does have an ally attack ability, which, as we all know, can be extremely strong. But is it worth the energy, the effort to really fuse him? Because this is going to be one of the toughest fusions we've ever done. And many of you might have already gone through this weekend and said, oh, I can't do it anymore because I didn't pull the champions I needed. With these fragment fusions, you can really only miss maybe one because you need all the fragments from all the events. And that's just really hard to do. My focus has been maybe not as much on this fusion in general lately, so I missed out on this past one. I didn't have the shards to pull for the champion chase. I didn't have champions saved up for it, and I'm not looking forward to having to do so again for the summon rush this next weekend. And that's why I'm skipping this fusion. I just don't see it being very practical. Now, if this was a banger of a champion like an Underpriest Brogni or something, I'd be all over it, right? Because the last time we had a fusion like this, I think it was for Underpriest, and it was totally worth the effort. Even though it was a pain, even though it took a lot of resources, it was worth it because he was that good. Lokithural, I don't see it. And I don't see content coming forward that would make it worth it. Because what does he bring for your team, for, you know, what you can do? Not a lot. He's bringing a shield, a massive shield on that A2, and a solid shield on his A1 for himself, right? He brings you an ally attack ability. Those are all great things, and he can decrease max HP. But that's it. Outside of Scarab, those skills don't really play very well. And even with, like, you know, the idea of a more traditional Scarab team, right, where you're using all 5 champions and having them stay alive, well, it's partially defeated because his shield's only not removable when somebody dies. So it tells me you want someone to die along the way. And then on top of that, you know, even if you have all 5 champions, I don't know that he's my first choice for a shield champion. I mean, his shield's big, but it's not impenetrable. You can see what the Scarab's doing right now. And I got him with almost 3,000 defense. He's breaking through that shield. So it's not even that large where it makes it, you know, that big of a difference. So it's a little bit sketch in my book. It just seems like not worth the effort, not worth the energy as much as, you know, usually I'm all about it. This is actually one of the first fusions I've missed in a long time, because I generally go, man, an opportunity to get a legendary? Yeah, I'm going to jump at that chance. Guaranteed? For sure. Because RNG with the shards is so bad sometimes. But I got to tell you guys, this one has not had me, I've been unexcited. I haven't even wanted to make this video because I've been so unimpressed with this champion and what he can do. I mean, look, 8.5 minutes, it's not bad, right? Like, getting through the waves, I just set up a team that would die quickly and do that. It's not bad, right? And it's a solo effort. I'm sure it's 100%. It's not even a challenge, but is it really worth it? No, I don't think so. Here, let's look at the champion. We can get an idea as we take a quick peek at Lokithural here. I mean, he looks okay, right? He's a you know, elf champion. Cool. They need more champions, so I'm not against that, but I just don't see him doing anything. Again, just A1, decrease max HP and shield. Okay, I guess that's all right. A2, AoE attack. That's nice with a shield, and that's equal to 20% of his HP. 30% if somebody's dead. Well, Yeah, I had all dead allies there, and that shield still wasn't big enough to really justify it. I don't know if that's bugged or whatever, but that should be 30% of his HP, which is pretty sizable in the build I have. And it just didn't really do much for us. The fact it can't be removed, stolen, transferred, etc., is really nice, but the fact that you have to have an ally that's dead first makes that really, oh boy, that makes it so much tougher, right? And less helpful. Now, obviously, not being able to have those things happen makes him more viable for things like Hydra or Arena, but it still doesn't seem like it's really worth it to me. This A3 ability, right? 4-turn cooldown. If it was 3-turn cooldown, maybe there'd be more usage for him. But he's just giving an increased crit damage buff. Every other ally attack champion pretty much gives multiple, outside of Longbeard, who's one of the older ones. But Kreela gave multiple buffs, increased attack and crit rate. You've got Farrak and the Fat giving you crit rate and crit damage. He's just not really bringing enough to the table, especially as a legendary champion, to justify this. I mean, his passive's cool, right? 20% more damage against targets under shield buffs. I mean, that's fine, I guess. But again, it's pretty limited, right, for a single target champion. And even with that, I don't know that his damage is so overwhelmingly good that he would be even worth building as a nuker for Arena or something like that, which is one way where I could have seen them making this a more viable champion, but they didn't do that. Even with his aura, it's fine. It's HP, Doom Tower only, just nothing special, Now, you saw that Scarab run. I built him pretty good, right? Lots of crit damage, good crit rate, good defense, good HP. Just wasn't impressive to me at all. So, this is one of those ones. A lot of times we get these fusions. It's like, yes. Let's get this champion. I'm always like positive. Oh, you could use them here. You could use them there. With Lokithural, I just don't see it. I really don't. It's not to say he's terrible. He's not terrible. He's a legendary champion. He's going to be solid for you. But I do not see any reason why you would want to use your resources that you've saved up to get this champion in particular. Now, doesn't mean this fusion's trash. Not the case, in fact. I am on the test server right now, in case you were wondering. But the reason why I say this fusion's not trash, there are some good epics in here worth looking at, right? Not great epics, good epics. Pretty much one epic, right? Anchorite is the only one that I'm like, I need to get this champion. This is the one I really want to get. And for good reason. Like, this guy's good, right? He does some things that nobody else does. It makes him unique and gives you an opportunity to try different builds, because if you can get him, right? And that's the only one. He gives you that buff extension, that cleanse. He's got some cool things. Crit rate, crit damage buffs for your allies. Those are cool abilities. I think that's worth getting. But when it comes to Carlinia, I think she's a mediocre Hydra champion at best. When it comes to Girna, I think she's only going to be good for Faction Wars as a reviver for the Orcs. I just don't see a lot going on there with her. And then I think there's one other champion. Oh, yeah, like Wujin. Is that right? Wuji? Wuji has a kit made for Hydra and base stats made for your vault. She's only got 10,000 base HP. Just 10,000 base HP is abysmally low. I don't see any reason you would build this champion, because if you have the gear to make her viable, you probably have the gear to make anybody viable. I just don't see her really being a great champion. So I just feel like that base HP is kind of a death knell, because you're going to have just a hard time keeping her alive. Doesn't mean she's not bad, right? She's got some solid skills with the counterattack, the perfect veil. She's got this weaken that turns AoE, the block bust. She has some good skills. I just don't see a practical application of her. Theoretically, wonderful. Practical, I just don't see it. And I'm happy to be proven wrong. I know there are Hydra builds already out there. We're using her and using her successfully. So I would say she's probably worth getting, because her skills, her kit is definitely worth getting. And once Plarium gets feedback that people aren't using her in actuality, then all of a sudden maybe they'll give her a little bit of a buff to her base skills, because 10,000 HP is ridiculously low. And then the other champion would be Anchorite. Anchorite, I think, is definitely valuable and worth getting. And so my focus would be on getting those epics, actually, not the legendary. So anyway, hopefully this is helpful for you guys, enlightening in one way or another. I'm not sure, but yeah, I definitely like this champ. I like a couple of these epics. Not a fan of the legendary. And to be honest, if you wanted to skip all of this, I wouldn't even blame you. Because even the epics I do like Anchorite and Wuji, I think they're outclassed by other champions that are already available in this game. I don't see a real need to get any of them, which is sad to say. But this is, to me, seems one of the worst fusions we've had. The legendary champions that are worth getting are all not the one that is the fusion, and the epics don't really impress me that much. Anchorite's solid. I really like him. I think he's worth getting. Wuji's interesting. I think she might be worth getting. The rest of them I could do without, and that includes most of that includes the fusion champion. So anyway, take that for what you will, guys. Yeah, that's what we got for today. Hey, don't forget, if you guys have a moment, hit that subscribe, hit the notification bell, just so you can see the next one of my videos. It really does help the channel a lot. As always, I didn't play any music today, but if you like the music I do play, we have that Soundstripe link down below in the pinned comment and description of this video, like all my videos. And until next we meet, I'm the Deadwood Jedi.